The movie begins with a woman named Lisa who appears very worried and disturbed by her own life. She is lying on a desolate road, seemingly intending to take her own life. A man named Adam driving a car notices her and stops to check if she is all right. Lisa says she is fine, and Adam offers to give her a ride. As they drive, Lisa confesses that it is her daughter's birthday, and she is deeply missing her daughter, who is no longer alive. Lisa says she had come to the road to end her own life, and her grief over losing her child, as she now feels alone in the world with no one she can call her own. As they drive, Lisa turns on the radio and hears a news report about a killer wandering in the forest who has killed 2 men and has a cross tattoo on his right hand. Upon hearing this, Adam turns off the radio, and Lisa notices he has a cross tattoo on his right hand. Suddenly, Adam abruptly stops the car. In the following scene, Lisa regains consciousness only to realize that she is trapped in an unfamiliar location. She notices a bracelet on her wrist with a light illuminating it. Lisa becomes distressed and begins calling out for help, desperately attempting to remove the bracelet by breaking it. Despite her desperate efforts, the bracelet remains securely fastened, imprisoning Lisa. Exhausted, she sinks down, defeated. Suddenly, a narrow path opens nearby, offering a glimmer of hope. Lisa hurries toward it, but as she approaches, the back door slams shut, heightening her panic. Focusing on the bracelet, she sees the minutes ticking away. Lisa proceeds cautiously, only to encounter an obstacle, an individual blocking her way. Desperate, she notices a narrow adjacent path and, with great effort, maneuvers onto it. Struggling, she finally crosses the treacherous passage. Continuing forward, Lisa finds herself on a well-lit pathway that begins to ascend, gradually becoming narrower. The stakes are high, as the path's closure could potentially lead to fatal consequences, crushing Lisa in the process. Aware of the danger, Lisa quickens her pace, determined to reach the end of the pathway. Finally, she emerges from the treacherous path unharmed. At this point, the bracelet on her wrist initiates a countdown, marking the passing minutes. Pressing forward on the same path she had ventured upon, Lisa encounters a person lying motionless ahead. As she approaches, she realizes that the individual is not alive, but rather a lifeless body in a distorted state. Astonishingly, the deceased person possesses the same bracelet that Lisa wears, serving as evidence that this is the person responsible for her imprisonment. This man had been bound by the same constraints as Lisa. To clear her way, Lisa reluctantly tears apart the decomposed body and disposes of it in a designated area. She then resumes her forward movement along the path, determined to overcome her harrowing ordeal. As Lisa glances at her bracelet, she realizes that time is running out, the minutes ticking away relentlessly. Urgently, she quickens her pace. Continuing forward, Lisa notices the dwindling time on her bracelet. Suddenly, small pipes release toxic gas into the surroundings. Simultaneously, a secure portal opens nearby, an escape route. Lisa rushes toward it, seeking refuge. Inside the secure space, flames erupt behind her, yet she remains unharmed. Gradually, the fire subsides, leaving an extinguished path. With the fire extinguished, the safe place now offers Lisa a way to exit. As she steps out, the safe area vanishes, leaving only the remnants of her harrowing experience. Overwhelmed by the intensity of her ordeal, Lisa finds herself in a state of panic, tears streaming down her face. In the midst of this emotional turmoil, Lisa notices that her bracelet timer has inexplicably reset, beginning the countdown anew. During this critical moment, Lisa realizes that she has only a limited number of minutes remaining on her timer. As she continues her journey, she comes across a watery area. Thirsty and in need of hydration, Lisa decides to drink from the water source. With a deep breath, she steps into the water, carefully navigating her way across. However, as Lisa enters the watery expanse, it begins to fill up rapidly. She quickly moves away from the rising water, ensuring her own safety. As Lisa progresses forward, she starts hearing faint cries for help emanating from the surroundings. Intrigued and concerned, she follows the direction of the voices. While advancing, Lisa encounters a perilous situation where the ground beneath her suddenly opens up. Below lies a pool of boiling acid. In a quick thinking move, Lisa tears off a piece of her clothing and tosses it into the acid. Observing the fabric burn and dissolve upon contact, she realizes the extreme danger posed by the corrosive substance. Undeterred by the hazardous path ahead, Lisa cautiously proceeds, placing her hands on both sides of the acid-filled trench. As she traverses the treacherous path, a sudden mishap occurs. Her knee accidentally comes into contact with the acid, resulting in a severe burn and injury. Despite the pain and adversity, Lisa remains resilient and composed, refusing to let her circumstances weaken her resolve. She perseveres, determined to continue her journey along the same path. As Lisa continues her journey, she spots a man nearby. To her surprise, he wears the same bracelet on his wrist. Lisa attempts to connect with him, urging him to listen. She explains that they're both trapped and could help each other. However, the man's erratic behavior surprises her. He ignores her plea. Suddenly, the urgency of their situation hits them both. Their bracelets show very little time left. Once again, a safe haven appears, and Lisa and the man rush toward it, reaching safety just in time. Tragically, the man is unable to make it inside as the door closes, resulting in his hand being caught and dismembered in the process. It is then that Lisa's attention is drawn to a distinctive tattoo engraved on the man's hand, identical to the one that Adam had on his own hand. In that moment, Lisa's suspicion is confirmed, realizing that the man is none other than Adam himself. Before she can fully process the revelation, the safe place is suddenly engulfed in flames, consuming Adam and sealing his fate. Overwhelmed by fear and the intensity of the situation, Lisa succumbs to unconsciousness at the very spot where these events transpire. As Lisa regains consciousness, she is met by the presence of an unusual-looking robot. The robot approaches her, and to her surprise, it begins to attend to her burnt knee, the injury inflicted by the acid. Following the treatment, the robot proceeds to adjust a device on Lisa, indicating its intention to reveal the truth of what had transpired. A flashback ensues. The flashback depicts a heated argument escalating between Lisa and Adam, culminating in Adam launching an attack against her. In response, Lisa swiftly exits the car and gazes at the sky, witnessing the descent of a radiant white light onto the Earth. It becomes apparent that the white light was, in fact, an alien spaceship that had arrived on Earth. The narrative then shifts back to the present time, where Lisa has now emerged from the safe place. As Lisa continues her journey, she notices a blade in motion ahead. Cautiously, she retreats to higher ground to assess the situation and avoid the blade's danger. A burnt, horrific creature begins following her. Lisa, terrified, hurries away, creating distance. The creature gives chase, but Lisa escapes by crossing a narrow path, leaving it unable to follow. Following the restart of her bracelet's timer, Lisa encounters two paths ahead. Opting for the left one, she enters. As she proceeds, she hears her daughter's voice, an exhilarating moment. Lisa follows the sound and arrives at a unique place where memories from her life adorn the walls. Childhood moments, her daughter's life, and even the tragic incident leading to her daughter's death play out before her eyes. Overwhelmed, Lisa sheds tears, blaming herself for not protecting her daughter. The weight of guilt settles upon her, knowing she couldn't save her child's life. Lisa glances back and realizes the creature is still pursuing her. Determined, she continues down the path. The creature closes in, and Lisa spots razor wires ahead. She must cross them to evade capture. With time running out, a safe area materializes, and Lisa catches sight of the vast sky. Despite her wounds from the wires, she pushes forward. As she loses consciousness, fire engulfs the area. Miraculously, Lisa remains unharmed, and a lower opening appears. She hurries inside. As a result, her life is now secure. Lisa opens her eyes and finds herself back at the very place where she was initially bound. Overwhelmed by a sense of sadness and exhaustion, she lies down, seeking solace in her weariness. During this moment, the same robot reappears and approaches Lisa, ready to tend to her wounds. However, Lisa refuses its assistance, insisting that she should not be healed. She expresses a desire to remain in her current state and even contemplates death. Just as the robot is about to administer a poisonous injection, Lisa conceives a plan, utilizing her own blood to create an escape route through the wall. At this moment, Lisa comprehends the means by which she can break free from her confinement. With the aid of her self-made pathways, she begins her journey towards freedom. Lisa traverses each path with ease, possessing a deep understanding of the various tasks and activities required for successful navigation. When Lisa arrives at the path where the corrosive acid resides, she decides to burn her deteriorated bracelet by submerging it in the acid. The bracelet, now decayed, is plunged into the acidic solution, furthering her strategy for escape. Lisa's bracelet is removed, revealing map clues on her hand. She encounters two paths and chooses the right one. Later, she notices the hand mark again and selects the left path. The same creatures chase her, but she manages to divert their attention. Lisa arrives at a separate place, encountering a unique and strange alien. The relentless creature continues its pursuit, catching up to Lisa. Determined to escape, Lisa moves forward, and her bracelet's timer expires once more. A safe area appears, and Lisa seeks refuge. Surprisingly, this time the safe place remains open without catching fire. The creature confronts Lisa, leading to a fierce fight. Lisa prevails, crushing its head underfoot. Undeterred, she proceeds, encountering two paths again. Observing the marks on her hand, Lisa chooses the right side. Continuing along her path, Lisa unexpectedly comes face to face with her daughter. Overwhelmed by emotions, Lisa is moved to tears as she embraces her daughter. However, deep down, Lisa knows that this encounter is nothing more than an illusion, a deceptive trick disguising her deceased daughter. Within a matter of seconds, the apparition of her daughter vanishes, leaving Lisa to continue her journey alone. Pushing forward, Lisa's gaze is drawn to the expanse of the vast sky before her. Compelled by its allure, she takes determined steps towards it, only to be confronted by the sudden appearance of three descending blades. With careful observation, Lisa manages to successfully cross the first two blades, keenly aware of their timing. However, as she attempts to navigate past the third blade, her foot becomes ensnared, resulting in a painful injury as it slices through her lower limb. Despite the searing agony, Lisa finds the strength to push forward, bolstering her own spirit as she encourages herself to persevere. In a disheartening turn of events, it is revealed that the sky she had been fixated upon was not a true sky, but rather a mere projection on a screen. Overwhelmed by a sense of hopelessness, Lisa finds herself shedding tears, realizing that all her efforts were in vain. Consumed by grief, she wishes for an end to her suffering, longing for death to embrace her. However, against all odds, an unknown entity intervenes and rescues Lisa from that desolate place, pulling her out of the depths of despair. In the subsequent scene, Lisa awakens on a different planet, not Earth. The aliens have transported her here. Seated near a waterfall, Lisa's previously injured foot has fully healed. To her astonishment, she encounters her daughter, who reveals that she too was abducted by the aliens. Her daughter is alive, and this revelation marks the movie's conclusion. Did this story spook you out? Let us know in the comments below. For more horror movie recaps, subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next one. Fear awaits you.